Hey everybody, welcome to the course. In the last video, we added quit detection and automatic saving. Now it's time to assign OnClick events to buttons, and then I'll do a quick demonstration at the end to show you guys how everything works. Let's go ahead and get started. As always, I'll give a quick overview of what we're going to be doing in this video, and that is we're going to be making a game object for our PlayerPref manager script. We're just probably going to call it something like PlayerPref manager, and then we're going to be assigning this PlayerPref manager to that game object we've just created. Then we're going to be assigning those methods we created within this PlayerPref manager script in the buttons that we have on our UI so that they actually work and do something. Then once we assign all the methods to the buttons, we're going to give a quick demonstration of the UI and what we built. If you have any issues along the way, go ahead and comment in the comment section below, but let's go ahead and get started. So what I'm going to do is just going to right click inside this hierarchy and we're going to create an empty game object. I'm just going to type PlayerPref_manager and just going to drag this up above the canvas. You don't have to. Make sure you're in your scripts folder so that you can see your PlayerPref manager script and assign that to your PlayerPref manager. You should see all these game components attached. And I think we might have actually assigned it to our canvas earlier, but let's actually remove that if it is. Now in the PlayerPref manager script, we have our int counter, our flow counter, and our string input. We're going to need to assign game objects to these in the inspector. That way we don't have no reference errors. And so this int text is going to be the int counter. Then we have the float text for the float counter, which is going to be the float counter. Then for the string input game object is going to be the string input. So drag that over. And then the string display is going to be the string counter. So let's start off with the int increment button. Scroll down till you see the OnClick. Then you're going to drag your PlayerPref manager to that missing object. Then click the no function. Now you can see the script attached to this game object, which is PlayerPref manager. And since this is the int increment button, find that method, which is increment int, and there you go. Let's actually go into game view and test this out. So I'm gonna hit the play button here, and you'll notice it's 0, but if I hit 1, it goes to 1, but I'm gonna hit 1 again, and you're gonna notice something strange. All right, now it's 3, 7, 15. It's almost like we have an issue here, and we do. So let's go ahead and pause this, and let's jump back into our script. And I'll give you a few seconds to see if you can find the error here in this method. All right, were you able to find the error? Well, the error is because we're actually adding the value of the int counter plus our add int. So if we remove this, and let's actually remove it from the float as well. Now that we fixed that, let's go back to our UI. So I'm gonna minimize this, let it compile. And now if we hit play, and we hit the +1 button, it's only going up by 1. So that's perfect. Let's go ahead and keep assigning these methods. So with the float increment button, scroll down, then hit the plus sign, drag the PlayerPref manager game object, and then find the method as normal. So we have increment float. And if we hit the play button here, we can actually test our string. There we go. Everything is looking good. It is kind of weird how the values are actually going down like this. One way to fix this is to go to your float counter. And instead of having text wrapping mode set to normal, set that to no wrap. That way it goes straight. Then I'm gonna hit the stop button to go back to our editor. And let's keep assigning some more methods. So let's go to the string input. We'll go to the onValueChanged. So hit the plus icon, drag the PlayerPref manager, go to the method, PlayerPref manager, and then onStringChanged. There we go. Now let's go ahead and test this onStringChanged. So I'm gonna hit the play button to go into game view, change the subscribe to hello. Didn't quite spell that right. Hello. Nice. And I guess I just realized I made the changes for that flow counter while in game view. Common issue you're going to expect as a Unity game developer. So I'm going to hit the pause button here, go back to the flow counter and set the text wrapping mode back to no wrap. There. Now that issue should be fixed. Now let's apply the save button. So OnClick, drag the PlayerPref manager, and then we'll have to find save data. There we go. Let's also do the load button, PlayerPref manager, and load data. Reset all. I'm just going to go ahead and do the rest of them. This will be the reset all data method. And then we have the reset int button. This will be the reset int float. Reset float is next. PlayerPref manager, drag that. And if we want to reset the string, +1 on the onClick events, PlayerPref manager, then do reset string, quit button, drag the PlayerPref manager, and then select the quit application. All right, now that we got all our methods assigned, let's go ahead and test them. So if we do +1 on the int, reset it, it'll go back to 0, and you get to continue, keep adding 1, reset it. Same thing for the float. We can reset it. We can hit save and save all the data so that next time we load into this, we see 0 and 0. We can also change this to subscribe. Oh my goodness, I did not spell it right. So subscribe. We could make a default value of input something here, and we can actually fix that by going to the string input game object right here in your hierarchy. Then go into the string input text, go to the placeholder and just put in enter something here. Now, if you hit play, there'll be some text in there, but we can resize it so it actually fits a little bit better. About 12. Will that be good? There we go. That's a little bit better. Can I do bold? Make it a little bit smaller. There we go. All right, there. Now you can kind of see something. It has enter something here. That way, if we hit play, there'll always be something here in the input field. If you want to make this more fancy, you could color your buttons pretty easily. For example, if I want to reset my int increment button, I could do this by going to the color and just making it a little bit gray or something. Then I could go to my float increment button, select the color, hit the dropper, and select the gray so that this is also the same color as our int. And I guess I'll just do that for the string input as well. Maybe for the reset buttons, reset all, you could have this be red, reset int, maybe I want this orange. Use the dropper to select the orange, make it easier, and that way they all are all the same. There we go. And if I want to make the save color green, again, just hit the green. Maybe I'll make the load blue, and I'll make the quit, how about a dark red? Just like that. And if you want to make these bold so they stand out a little bit more, you can just go to the button text and hit bold. Then you get that nice +1. I guess I'll just do these to all my buttons real quick. Now, if you want to make your UI a little bit more customized, you can easily do that by right-clicking in your hierarchy. And we're going to make a UI image. And I guess let's just call this logo. There we go. Now we can see our white box, but that's not really that cool. We can move it and all that stuff, but we actually want to add an image. So to do that, just right-click into your assets. It could be anywhere. So to do that, just drag and drop a picture that you want in your UI. Right now, I'm just going to choose my YouTube banner, and you'll notice that if we go back to our logo, we can only add sprites. Like if we try and drag our YouTube banner, it's not going to let us because it's not a sprite. So we need to convert this image into a sprite. And to do that, you just got to click the image. You'll notice the texture type is currently set to default. Change that to sprite, 2D, and UI, and then you'll be able to install the 2D sprite package here. Click that button. Who reads that? Just click yes. It'll work, right? Hopefully. Once this is done, you should get a sprite editor pop-up. So I'm gonna wait for this to be done. Hey, there it is. So you should be able to see your image here. Now to just turn this image into a sprite, hit slice tab, slice, you'll see a little box around your image. You can click anywhere else to get rid of that box. And then as soon as you hit apply, your image will turn into a sprite. So I'm gonna hit apply, and you'll notice now it's a sprite because you got that little plus, or not plus, but you got that play icon. I'm gonna exit out of this, go back into my logo, and drag my newly created sprite into the source image. That is a little bit small. So now I will go ahead and just open up the rect transform, and I'm gonna hit Alt and click this stretch button with the left click. Then I'm gonna make the top a little bit bigger. To do that, I'm just gonna make a scale of Y 3.5. Okay, to recap, we've added all our methods to our buttons here. We've tested the buttons. We've also fixed a few issues that we came across, and then we added a logo to our UI. So I'm curious to see what you guys made. So be sure to join the Discord and share what you've made. Good job making this UI. Go ahead and Control S to save your project, just to make sure you don't lose any progress. Now that our buttons and OnClick events are in place, it's time to take a peek under the hood and learn how to edit PlayerPrefs data directly in the registry to understand the security side of PlayerPrefs. If you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, or comment below your thoughts. Thank you, and I hope to see you in the next one.